In the moments before clinical death, the brain does not register darkness. Instead, it experiences a violent surge of energy, an intense white light erupting from the very core of consciousness. This is not a religious hallucination. It's a physiological phenomenon that has been repeatedly captured by the precise instruments of modern neuroscience. A renowned animal study from the University of Michigan found that at the exact moment a mouse's heart stopped beating, its brain's electrical activity didn't just fade away. Instead, it spiked dramatically, increasing nearly fivefold within 30 seconds, displaying an unprecedented pattern of highly synchronized, intense neuronal discharge. Subsequent research on terminally ill human patients confirmed this. A study published in the prestigious Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences documented the phenomenon. After a patient's heart stops, areas of the brain closely linked to higher consciousness, particularly the posterior cortical hot zone, erupt in powerful gamma wave oscillations. Gamma waves are typically associated with information processing, self-reflection, and conscious perception. This means that at life's end, when the rest of the body has grown still, our brain, or perhaps awareness, undergoes one final, brief, and brilliant flash of intensity. Scientists cautiously refer to this as the terminal surge or end-of-life brain flash. This brings us to a fundamental question. What exactly is this terminal flash? Is it merely the last, chaotic electrical spark of neurons collectively shutting down, like a power grid failing? Or could our scientific instruments have inadvertently glimpsed a deeper truth? Could they have measured the threshold of the soul, or that entity we call the self, as it departs the body? This scientific mystery is profoundly echoed by the vast number of people who have had near-death experiences. Across the globe, their testimonies are strikingly consistent. In that brush with death, they perceive or feel a light of incredible brightness, yet one that is not harsh to the eyes. They describe it as filled with infinite wisdom, peace, and unconditional love. The renowned psychologist Carl Jung, who experienced this himself, felt a powerful resistance to being resuscitated by doctors. He recorded that the world within that light felt more distinct, more real, and more eternal. In stark contrast, he saw our everyday reality as narrow, dull, and confining. This stark contrast points to a deeply puzzling enigma. If this light were merely a random, meaningless byproduct of physiological breakdown, why would people from all over the world, from different cultures, religions, and age groups, describe it with such remarkable consistency and positive meaning? This cross-cultural commonality is, in itself, a powerful signal. It suggests that behind this phenomenon may lie a universal principle about the very nature of consciousness. And this is a principle that, long before the invention of ego machines, was already fully and masterfully articulated by an ancient system of wisdom, specifically the Taoist philosophy of China. Taoist practitioners not only knew of this light's existence, they developed an entire theoretical and practical framework to actively engage with it, familiarize themselves with it, and ultimately unite with it while still alive. They call this light the light of the primordial spirit. So, how did Taoism decipher the mystery of this ultimate light? The answer lies within the Taoism Zhongzhe, a text revered as the ultimate guide to Taoist cultivation. This book can be seen as the earliest and most systematic experimental report on the exploration of human consciousness. The Taoism Zhongzhe clearly states that each of us possesses two distinctly different types of light. The first is called Shi Guang, the light of acquired consciousness. The second is called Xing Guang, the light of essential nature. Shi Guang is the relentless mental chatter we are all familiar with in our daily lives. It is the acquired consciousness you use to analyze, judge, love, hate, worry, and feel joy. It is constantly discriminating, labeling things as good or bad, likable or detestable. It acts like a perpetually swaying mirror, reflecting the complexities of the external world and constructing what you perceive as you, your name, your job, your memories, your desires and fears. From a Taoist perspective, the operation of Shi Guang is the direct manifestation of yin and yang energy at the level of the mind. It perpetually swings between dualities and can never attain true peace. As a philosopher once said, life swings like a pendulum between pain and boredom, and this is the normal state of life governed by Shi Guang. Xing Guang is completely different. It is not a tool you use, but the essence of what you are. It is your primordial spirit Yuan Shen, your most fundamental, underlying conscious substrate. It is itself an eternally serene, infinitely bright, and Chen Din inner light. The most crucial distinction is this: Xing Guang is not an object you see. It is the very pure awareness behind the act of seeing itself. It is not the content, but the container. Not the images on the screen, but the primordial light that projects all images. Now, let's return to the shocking scientific discovery. The intense light seen before death and the gamma wave burst detected by science. Is it Shi Guang or Xing Guang? The Tai Yi Jinhua Zongzi provides a startling yet logically rigorous answer. It is Xing Guang, your primordial spirit revealing itself. The principle is this: for most of our lives, the noisy and powerful Shi Guang is like a bustling marketplace in broad daylight, completely overwhelming the silent Xing Guanga. However, at the moment of death, the physical foundation that supports the operation of Shi Guang, our brain and nervous system, begins to disintegrate and collapse. The Shi Guang machine, so full of noise, is finally forced to shut down due to a power failure. In that extremely brief gap between the machine stopping and the formation of a new life inertia, in the sudden absolute silence after the market's noise vanishes, our inherent Xing Guang Gui, which was always present but deeply obscured, like the moon after thick clouds disperse, suddenly loses all cover. It can then abruptly appear, illuminating the entire sky of consciousness. This perfectly explains why near-death experiencers feel unprecedented peace, joy, and unity, because they are making contact with their eternal, true nature that transcends duality. It also explains the massive gamma wave bursts detected by science. This is both the final, most violent system crash, discharge of the complex Shi Guang machine, and the ultimate resonance that the manifestation of Xing Guang can trigger in the physical brain. Therefore, from the Taoist viewpoint, that terminal flash is not at all a symbol of your life's end. Quite the opposite. It is the final, most intense, and clearest call and confirmation from your true self. The self that has been obscured by worldly affairs and acquired thinking your entire life, reaching out to you at the very end of your journey. The most practical and profound question follows: must we wait until life's final moment to passively and fleetingly witness this light of the primordial spirit? Taoism answers with a resounding no. This, in fact, is the ultimate goal of Taoist alchemy: to actively, lucidly, and stably access and ultimately abide in this Xing Guang while still alive, through a complete system of mental and physical cultivation. This method, outlined in The Secret of the Golden Flower, is referred to as Lian Ji, or inner refinement. Its core principle is the Taoist art of Wu Wei, the art of non-forcing action. It doesn't teach you what to do, but rather how to not do in order to return to the source. How does one practice this? The first step is Zinayon, to quiet the incessant chatter of our Shi Guang. This doesn't mean suppressing thoughts, but rather learning to observe them like a silent witness, watching thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky, without following, judging, or resisting them. As the ripples of thought gradually settle, the mind, like a lake, becomes clear and still. It is then that the inherent Xing Guang can naturally reflect itself. This practice of observant awareness can be cultivated through various disciplines. For instance, starting with Tai Chi for beginners is an excellent path. While it appears to be a physical exercise, the essence of Tai Chi exercises is to use form to guide energy, and use energy to concentrate spirit. Through their slow, rounded, and continuous flow, your restless Shi Guang is gradually and the yin and yang energy within your body is creating a stable and harmonious internal environment for the Xing Guang to manifest. When your practice reaches a certain stage, and you truly glimpse this Jin Hua Deshan, or the grand manifestation of the golden light, your life experience undergoes a fundamental shift. This is not a vague feeling, but a tangible upgrade in perception. A software engineer from Europe named Martin shared with us via email that after long-term meditation practice, he suddenly experienced this switch during a period of intense work pressure. He said, "One moment I was consumed with anxiety over a project crisis. The next, it felt like I switched into another layer of consciousness. I could still think clearly about solutions, but all the panic and stress were gone. I was simply watching the anxious me from a place of deep inner peace and brightness. After that, my efficiency in handling the crisis was remarkably high." This is the power of Xing Guang, illuminating everyday life. It doesn't mean you become emotionless, but that you are no longer enslaved by your emotions. You begin to transition from being a passive character in the drama to becoming the lucid observer of the play. Your decisions become clearer. Creativity flows naturally because you are driven not by fear and desire, but by intuition and inspiration from a deeper wisdom. Understanding this, you realize why a seemingly simple yin-yang necklace or feng shui bracelet holds profound significance in the eyes of a Taoist practitioner. They are far more than mere ornaments. They are Taoist symbols, reminders to be carried in the mundane world. Every time you glance down at it, it reminds you. Remember to return to inner balance. Remember to seek that primordial light which transcends all duality and remains eternally serene. Therefore, the terminal flash captured by science, the love and light described by countless near-death experiences, is seen in Taoism as your birthright, a reality you can personally verify in this very lifetime. It is not the exclusive privilege of death, but the original state of life itself. Our purpose at Karmafu is to light the first lamp on this path of inner exploration through Taoist art and cultural artifacts that carry this ancient wisdom. If today's discussion has opened a new perspective for you, we invite you to follow us. In the future, we will delve deeper into the specific practices from The Secret of the Golden Flower and explore how to integrate the Taoist secrets of love into your relationships, allowing you to not only illuminate yourself, but also bring warmth to others.